Yeah, obviously I've had a pretty unconventional journey to representing Ireland. My agent got a hold of me and was like, look, I think we need to have a sit down because there's something serious on the table here. And
obviously you're in the back of your head, you're kind of aware that this is probably the biggest game you play in your life, a Lions test match.
Probably thinking I was a lot bigger in my boots than what I actually was at the time. Hamish, you've been a stalwart for Scotland Rugby for many years now. What is your proudest moment in a Scotland jersey?
Jeez, I think probably my proudest moment would be beating England in 2018. It was the first time we'd done it in 10 years. So
For the Calcutta Cup?
For the Calcutta Cup, yeah. So
home or away?
It was at home at Murrayfield, and I'd never beaten England at age grade or sevens. So to finally get one over on England and the way we did it at Murrayfield.
That's because you went to school in England, though, wasn't it?
That's probably one of the proudest moments. Maybe it is. That might have been all part.
Yeah.
That might have been all part of the bitterness. To be fair.
Yeah.
James, you've obviously had an incredible career so far, and you know the journey that you've gone on from New Zealand to Leinster to Ireland. Did you ever picture yourself playing for Ireland when you were a youngster, or when did it become sort of possibility, that journey?
Yeah, obviously I've had a pretty unconventional journey to representing Ireland, which is easily one of the proudest moments, I think, for myself. Obviously grew up in New Zealand, from a little town that absolutely loved sport. My family were massive into sport and played a lot of sport, but just gravitated towards rugby, as I'm sure most kids do at that age, especially in New Zealand. And went through sort of age grade systems, was always there or thereabouts, and playing rugby professionally early on probably didn't go as well as what I was hoping for. I mean, I was good, but I wasn't really hitting my strides, and an opportunity came up when I was 23, 24 years old. It was a pre-season. We were in Hamilton at the time, and my agent got a hold of me and was like, look, I think we need to have a sit down because there's something serious on the table here. And turned out to be a contract offer from Leinster. Kind of in my head, I wasn't ready to leave New Zealand, but the opportunity that had come at such a young age and the feedback I was given, I don't know whether I was, it wasn't the things I wanted to hear while I was in New Zealand, or if it was me wanting to challenge myself in a new environment, knowing if I went away for, at the time, 3 years and then being able to come back to New Zealand. But I left, I came to Ireland, I was really, really well looked after, coached extremely well under Stu Lancaster, had great people around me, and look, I think I've become a lot better rugby player. The 2 kids now living here in Ireland, played a few tests and had some success in that realm. So
not looked back since?
No, all my friends that come over here, and they see, I guess, the life that we've carved out, they're absolutely stoked for me, and my family love it here, and I don't see us going anywhere far anytime soon. You've been a part of some pretty big test matches in your time. The 2021 first Lions test match in South Africa comes to mind. The build-up to a test match like that compared to obviously playing for Scotland, is it different? Is it tougher? Is the week different? Do you do more prep? Are you a similar sort of character throughout the week?
I don't know, I think it'll be similar to the sort of step up between club and international. Yeah. I think we still, as players, we've done it before. You go through your usual preparation, whatever you need to get ready for that game. So I always think that even when you go from Edinburgh to a Scotland game, there's not, obviously from the outside, there's a massive difference in that. But for you, me as players, we'll go through the exact same routine. Yeah. Make sure we're mentally ready to play them. Physically, we've done all this stuff in training. So obviously you're in the back of your head, you're kind of aware that this is probably the biggest game you play in your life, a Lions test match. But you try and keep those emotions, put to one side and just go through your normal routine and treat it as any other game.
Yeah, obviously, you don't want to put it on a pedestal of something being so important when in reality it is. But you don't want to make it out to be something that it isn't, because then it starts affecting you, whether that's mentally or physically, nerves before a game. Yeah, just sticking to routine.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the way to do it. You just got to take it in your stride a bit. And yeah, like you said, I think as soon as you start overthinking something and thinking, geez, this is the biggest game I've ever played, and that's where you can sort of come a bit unstuck and start making a few little errors, or you might change your routine a bit. So I just try and keep it real simple and do what I've been doing, I guess, my whole career.
Yeah, man, I still have pancakes day of the game, man.
Exactly.
That ain't going to change.
You have sweets the night before a game. It's one of those things. Sometimes, actually, I've had times where I've changed my routine, like after a win, I wouldn't have had like a beer, or I've not eaten sweets or something like that, and I sometimes find like, I'm not, but listen, why am I doing this?
As you get older, you figure that out.
Worse.
Yeah, you figure it out when you get older, don't you? Like, there's such a balance in everything that you do. I remember early on in my career, I was so strict on, say, diet and nutrition and gymming, and like, but I think I wanted to put myself physically in the best, but it was taken away from things that I needed to work on, whether that's my mental game or looking at the opposition, which was 90% of it, you know. So
you just sometimes you end up putting more pressure on yourself as well if you're doing those things. Like, I've done everything right, why am I not playing well? And so it's
even like social settings, like I wasn't going out and having beer, like you said, having a beer after the game, or even like Thursday going to have steak and chips with the boys and things like that. So routine was always massive.
So James, if you could relive one moment in your rugby career, what would it be? Let's say proudest moment, and one moment you'd maybe go back and change if you could.
Well, proudest moment, obviously we talked about it with you earlier, like a debut. My debut for Ireland was during COVID, behind closed doors, which was unique in itself, but we played Wales here. Fortunately, we were able to win that test match, and I just remember the week leading in and hearing my name being selected. Obviously, immensely proud for my family back home in New Zealand, and then all the messages of support that you kind of get. Everyone was sending videos in. Nice videos as well, which was always good.
Rare from mates.
Rare from friends. So no, that there was definitely my proudest, and something I would change and probably tell a younger self. An 18, 19-year-old, freshly out of school, thinking that you're the next bee's knees coming through, but it was to relax, man. Like. Let rugby take its course, put yourself in good positions, surround yourself with good people, and it's going to find a way. I was picked at a young age to, I guess, this guy could be quite good, but I think I got in my way a lot of the times with a lot of the pressure I'd put on myself, and probably thinking I was a lot bigger in my boots than what I actually was at the time. And if I was to go back, I would tell myself to relax a lot more. Cheers,
mate. Nice talking to you.
Lovely to chat, man. Thank you very much.